This is a takeover. Wall Street and the ASX now at our fingertips with this right here.
Welcome to this week's episode of Eagle Review. Courtesy of Stake, start trading with the best today. Visit hellostake.com or download their app. Round 20 on the road against the Suns. Yeah, it's a fair road trip. The boys bursting out of the blocks once again though. The first major, beautiful pass from Duggo. Spots Darling at the back of the pack. He opens up his account. Not the last time we'll see the big fella. Moments later, Liam Ryan pulls the trigger here. Brilliant pass to Reddo, an absolute bullet. And the veteran makes no mistake. This would be the Eagles' biggest lead of the game. Then the Suns go on a run. All too familiar scenes for Eagles fans in 2022. They rip off 7 of the next 8 goals. This one from Rankin, just absurd. 2 efforts, gets it back from a teammate. Things aren't going too great right now. Then it's Rioli. Great to see him return to the team after the tragic loss of his father, Willie Sr. Bit of individual brilliance here. Handballs to himself. Smooth as you like. Great hard running from Cripper. He gets on the end of this one, goes back and nails it. Short-lived celebrations though. Rao, this ridiculous hit out off the back of the Bonts. The Suns scrap inside forward 50. Turns out it was a goal assist header. All planned clearly from Rao. And the margin gets blown out to around 6 goals before Liam Ryan showcases a bit of speed in the forward 50. Just escapes the Wits tackle to put through this much-needed major. We saw something similar in the first quarter against Rao. Have a look at him just putting the afterburners on. This man's got lightning pace. The Darling show continues to roll on though. This amazing set shot with such little daylight. No problem for the key forward. They pile on 3 straight in the quarter, but the Suns steadied when they had to. Noah Anderson with this one-handed collect and sidestep through the contact. Sorry, that's one of the best moves you'll see all year. He goals, Chol on the siren with this grab and he converts. Him kicking 5, definitely not ideal. It's 25 points heading into the main stretch. Chol goals again in the 4th, deflating stuff. But the Eagles now start to get their centre bounce powers on. Shuey with this long ball to the goal square and Darling, as easy as you like. Let's do it again. Out the middle once more. It ends up in Liam Ryan taking this little dangle on the goal line. Was it in play? They go upstairs and she's all gravy. He puts it through with ease. Then Hugh Dixon with this little back heel feeds Redden for the soccer goal. And all of a sudden, it's 2 points the difference. Could we pinch it late? In the dying minutes, Lemons, with one of the best chases of the season, runs down Cripps, which is no easy feat. The Suns go the field. Another goal to Chol, and that keeps us at arm's reach. Waterman has a late snag. Another great setup from Hugh Dixon. Good to see the sub getting involved with a couple of goal assists in the 4th term. But the Suns, they get it out of the middle and goal. This game just taking years off our lives. Jermaine Jones bursting through the 50 to nail one on the siren, but it's too late. She's all over. A 3-point win and the finals flames still burning for the Suns. As for those valiant Eagles, no such luck in completing the monstrous fight back. Let's have a listen to the senior coach post-game.
Obviously we didn't play 4 quarters, but I think the guys are still playing with the right attitude. But unfortunately probably after the first 15 minutes, we lost our way for a quarter and a half and we're unable to stop that momentum, and the game sense is not quite there to just settle things down a little bit, soak it up a little. Our contest got a lot better, our ability to stay connected around the contests that were happening. And then I'll probably match them in the midfield from a clearance point of view as well. So the field position issue for us is our biggest issue. When we compete like we did in that second half, the ball movement sort of takes care of itself. Then the last quarter, it was just on. So the boys were just, taking risks and they were paying off, and sometimes they weren't. But yeah, to go down like that's disappointing, but we'll get plenty of growth from it.
The Suns were just so dominant in the contest, led by the skipper Took Miller and his 30 disposals and 10 tackles. You'd have to say his 16 clearances were also pretty paramount in the win. They ended up leading that stat and ground ball gets by double digits on the day. Their midfield also finished on top in metres gained from the stoppages with a whopping plus 565. It put plenty of pressure on our defence, giving up an extra 17 inside 50s on the day. The territory battle was always in control by Gold Coast, winning the time in forward half stat in every term. And despite the Eagles having over 60 disposals than their opposition, it was the home side's efficiency and goal accuracy that helped them crawl over the line in a tight contest. Obviously, it's this bloke. Equal career best 6 goals and 0 behinds. 10th time he's kicked a bag of 5 or more. Just the 3rd time he's booted half a dozen. Jack Redden was outstanding. He had a couple of snags. 2nd time he's kicked multiples since 2018, and he was back to some of his vintage Reddo best in the tackling department. Liam Ryan was following suit with a couple of his defensive plays. Shuey was solid, did some important things on the day. Even saw him take some stints off the half-back line. We'll see if that's a trend for the final few games. Jones continues to improve off the half-back flank. Some lightning moves with ball in hand, but showed some good strength at the contest also. Bunga did his role effectively, as per. Bit of chat the old-timers going to go around again next season. We'll have to wait for the official word from the club, but exciting times if so. And Tom Barras, just super impressive once again with his 6 intercepting grabs, just pivotal in keeping his side in the contest.
My man!
It was a big day for the footy club. Midfield stalwart Andrew Gaff notching 250 games. Just an incredible achievement at just 30 years of age. He had it 23 times on Sunday. Loved his goal-saving smother in the final quarter also. He moves into 10th all-time with Andrew Embley for club games played. Simo, who was also celebrating a milestone, coaching game 200, he labelled Gaffey the most consistent player he's ever coached in the game. Hats off to Tim Kelly as well, reaching 100 AFL games. It was great to see him back to his ball-winning best with 28 touches after a quiet outing the week prior. His 7 clearances and 8 inside 50s, well, they were pretty tidy to watch.
Hey, remember Ghostbusters? Oh, I remember.
Nick Nat missed the last fortnight but was back on the park, went head-to-head with one of the informed ruckmen of the comp right now in Jared Witts. Was doing some good things in the ruck during the final term blitz to set up the comeback. This play where he rucks to himself, then feeds the handball out. Please! The back-to-back John Worsfold medalist, who's played just 6 games this year, will be looking to finish the season strongly. In just his 3rd game of AFL footy, youngster Jai Cully injured his hammy just before 3/4 time. The mid-season recruit was probably set for a bit of a holiday anyway for this high elbow on Noah Anderson. Lucky no serious damage was inflicted. We'll find out the result later in the day. Petrocelli spent a fair bit of time off the ground in the 4th with a bit of hamstring awareness, which was a massive shame considering the outing he was having in his return game. 3 goals straight and one absolute bomb from outside 50 in the 3rd was great to see. Rough stretch here for Chol. Nailed by Shuey with the knee to the back of the head, and then teammate David Swallow just finishes the job nicely. Mac Andrew beats Ryan to the fly-in attempt. Poor old Jakey Waterman here was absolutely no chance against this aerial onslaught. For all wrestling fans out there, brilliant move here by Shuey, pinning McPherson for the 1-2-3 count. Kelly Underwood with a bit of a swing and a miss in the player recognition department.
And Cripps, right place, right time for Patrick.
One from our own backyard, the club's big footy lunch held last week. Will Schofield with a super that he will not be impressed with. Round the grounds, Adelaide midfielder Ben Keys pushed back, but he's got the ice skates on. Lands on the security worker with the unwanted lap dance. Bit of a tough gig for him. The Big O copping a footy to the grill here from big Joey Danaher. Not ideal. When your team's getting done by 6 goals at home, you may as well resort to the Shuey in the crowd to spice things up. Not a fan of the garbage being thrown at the boundary umpire over a non-call. Much lifting required from the fans here. But the winner, Jake Melsham, pinching this Freo jumper on his way out to the Optus Stadium surface. Is that above board? That's up for you to decide. Thanks for watching this week's Eagle Review, courtesy of Stake. They've recently launched ASX investing like no other, so get on board at hellostake.com or download their app today.
This is a takeover. Wall Street and the ASX now at our fingertips with this right here.